Here we have the KitchenAid KF7. Now, I've reviewed a few super automatic coffee makers on this channel, and I really haven't been impressed with any of them. And of course, as YouTubers are wont to do, they reached out to the comments section and said, well, Chris, what coffee maker do you recommend? Which is the best automatic machine that you can buy? So I embarked on a journey to try to find the best possible super automatic espresso machine out there, and landed possibly on the KitchenAid KF series. Now, this is a part of a three-piece lineup. This is the middle child. There's a KF6, a KF7, and then the Mac Daddy KF8. That's, you know, probably used by, like, Tom Brady.
I'm the quarterback, you moron!
But in any event, what we want to do today is find out if this KitchenAid KF7 is any good, and if you should buy one yourself. Now, I want to get a couple of apologies out right off the bat. There is somebody blowing leaves outside. I don't know where he is. I can't find him. If I could, I'd kill him. So I'm sorry about that if it's getting picked up on the microphone. Also, I want to apologize for my appearance. I look sweaty and disgusting. I don't really feel all that well, and it is sweltering here in Virginia. But alas, products don't sleep. So even if I am on death's bed, I must come to you with an honest product review. That rhymed. Maybe I should put that in as the tagline for future videos. So the KitchenAid KF7. Should you buy one of these things? This is the best automatic espresso machine I have ever used. And for good reason. It is designed, it literally takes every good design point from DeLonghi, from Brayville, and it merged them all into one unit and made something that's intuitive, beautiful looking, albeit modern. So I mean, obviously you have to like a good, clean, modern aesthetic. But I don't think anybody would argue that this thing looks good. But anyway, they made a nice design, clean, intuitive machine that has every feature you could possibly want. And we're gonna go ahead and talk about all of them. But first, let's go ahead and power this boy up. Now, obviously, upon startup, when you first unbox the machine, the first thing you'll get is a setup menu running you through a variety of different questions about, you know, certain preferences, English, your metric versus, pounds versus ounces, et cetera, and so forth. Adding water, putting in the water filter, you get the idea. Once you then run through all of that, and again, it's all pretty self-explanatory, you are then greeted with a very beautiful menu system. It's already telling me right now to fill the water tank. And this is actually also a good opportunity to discuss the portafilter here. I'm dying, guy. I'm sorry. I really love this little LED strip that's on the top. It's just cool looking. It looks like something you'd see out of like a car dealership. And I just think it gives it a really nice premium look. This head can also, the brew head, I'm so sorry, can also be moved up and down, which allows for an enormous amount of space. You can have a giant cup in there, enormous amount of space to put whatever mug you may want. As I said before, the water carafe does have water reservoir, does have a water filter baked in, and it comes with one. And then of course you can buy from KitchenAid, you can buy other ones. That water is filled up with this little lid here in the top, and then even better, the whole thing just comes right out. So you've got this nice little water carafe right here that you can put underneath the sink and then slide it back in with ease. Boom, you're good to go. Clever feature, by the way, about the water tank that I love is that they were smart enough to design it to where it comes out sideways. That way, if you have it underneath a cabinet or something like that, you don't have to wrestle with moving the machine in order to get the water tank out. All right, so once you're done loading it up with water and getting it to the main screen and it's done rinsing and heating up and all of that, you are greeted with a very beautifully intuitive menu. It's already on a user profile for me. By the way, it does allow you to add some number of profiles. I don't remember what the number is. Doesn't really matter. You can add at least 2, which is great. Mine's CG, of course. And then you can customize all of the different drinks here on the screen. Now, while we're at it, this is one of the few machines that out the gate comes with a cortado option. You gotta pay extra for that on the Italian machines. And I guess it's because a cortado is Spanish, so this is like the Italians' way of sticking it to the Spanish. Not really sure, but a cortado is my absolute favorite coffee drink, and I love that this one just has it. Got a nice lid, it is sealed. Oh, I just got that aroma, just popping the lid off. It smells so heavenly. Anyway, you dump the beans in, You have a place where you can put ground coffee if you want just one scoop. So for example, let's say your family is a regular coffee drinker, but you have somebody in the house that likes decaf or hazelnut. Then what you can do is, rather than them tainting the machine with their nasty hazelnut beans, they can grind that crap on their own and put that in the little one scoop option there on the side. The other cool thing about this is that the actual mechanism for the coffee grinder comes out altogether. I don't want to do that now. Actually, I'll just get that in B-roll, because if I do that now, I'm gonna be futzing with putting it back in. But the whole thing can come out, so it makes it easy to clean, easy to swap beans out too. Basically, it has a swappable bean hopper. And the intuitiveness doesn't stop there. On the bottom, it has wheels, so you can easily roll it backwards and forwards if you are like trying to get this thing in and out of like let's say you've got cabinets overhead and you want to roll this thing out so you can add more beans and water and stuff like that. It's got little wheels on it so you can easily roll it out. That's a design cue from the Breville Oracle series, which I absolutely love. It's interestingly enough, a lot of the DeLonghi's and some of the other ones don't have that. You just kind of got to like, you know, scrape them against your granite.
Want to get down on this?
Let's see here, what else do we have? The Latte System, very similar to the Latte Go. You basically have a separate area where you've got your milk. What are you complaining about? Ground coffee, canceling. Okay, no problem there. You got a carafe where you put your milk in. You can just leave this thing in the fridge. You've got a straw here where you then plug into here. You then plug that into, or is it the side of this thing here? Let's get this off screen here. Just shut up. You plug this into the side of the brew head here, and it will automatically froth the milk for you. And I must say that it does a fantastic job at frothing. And then to top it off, you can then just unplug the straw, put it back into your fridge, and it will purge the milk unit, and as well as it has a cleaning option for the straw, by the way. Purge the milk out of the brew head unit, and you are just left with a nice, clean machine. That's I think a grab from the Latte Go. So basically, this thing has pulled design cues from the DeLonghi, the new one that we just did a review on. I can't think of the name of it. The Breville Oracle, and the Philips Latte Go system. It's got the best of all worlds. It is truly the best. Intuitiveness-wise, the menu on here, very, very simple to scroll through. You just have a couple of little arrows right here that you can dart through a variety of different drink options. You've got a little gear here that you can hit for different settings, things like language, the volume of the machine, which I'll get to the volume in a second. Software version, some other stuff like that. Let's see here. Water hardness, you can set that because what it will do is remind you when you need to renew the filter on the inside. Then you've got also like a little switch, a little button right here. You hit that for different cleaning options. You got descaling, easy milk rinsing, deep milk cleaning, brew unit cleaning, brew unit rinsing, purge beans, cleaning progress, evaporate. You got everything. Maybe even too much. Who cleans that much other than my wife? I'm gonna get in trouble for that one. But ultimately, the point is if you're somebody that's like a little bit on the, like cleanliness side, you can do all of that stuff and more right out of the menu, and I think that is pretty awesome. Basically, they make this thing a maintenance-free breeze. The other awesome thing about this unit, and I don't know if I should do this on camera either, if I should just get this in B-roll, but the side of the machine pops open here, and you can yank out the entire brew assembly. I should do this while I'm looking, not blind. Here it is. Here's where the magic happens. So what I really like about this is, unlike the DeLonghi's where you can like shove this thing in the dishwasher, which I don't really think you can and or should do with this KitchenAid because they didn't advertise as such, although it is really just a bunch of plastic. I don't actually see why you couldn't do it, but don't take it from me. But the nice thing is that you can pull that thing out and maintenance sizes it yourself, maintain it yourself. And it's so easy that even a blind ape can do it without looking. I'm that blind ape, if anybody was curious about that. Did it work? Yeah, we're good to go. That speaks for the design of this machine. Basically, the brew unit in there is very easy to take out, very easy to clean, very easy to maintain. The tray, love that too. Like all trays in these super automatic machines, it's big, clunky, and awkwardly shaped. There we go. As you kind of lift up and pull out, you can see just how honkin' big this thing is. You know, just be careful. You won't spill it. I'm not gonna ding it on the tray actually at all, because even though it is still kind of big and awkward, it is by far one of the best tray systems that I've reviewed. Little metal piece you can toss in the dishwasher to clean that off. You can actually toss the entire tray in the dishwasher. Puck size. Actually, you know what? I should have just left it out. Let's grab a puck. This is a honkin' puck. I'm gonna weigh this off camera and put on how many ounces this thing is to compare this to the Jura machines. And ultimately though, this is a pretty big puck where, depending on whether you're doing like 1 shot, 2 shots, Americano, full coffee pull, that kind of thing. My point being here with the little puck here is that that looks like it's big enough to make a very, very good cup of coffee. I would say that that looks average what a typical espresso's portafilter creates. Maybe like not quite as big. It's not like Breville's portafilters. Which then begs the question, why does this thing make such a weak-ass cup of coffee? Now, we have currently tried 2 different sets of beans in this machine, which admittedly, that's not that much, and I'm sure I'm gonna get some hell from YouTubers about how that's not a fair and balanced review, and bleh. But you shouldn't have to hunt for beans to make good coffee. And I say that because the AeroPress, the Mocha Master, and all of the greats out there, you can just put in pretty much any set of beans and brew gold from bullshit. And I just can't help but feel like I wish the KitchenAid KF7 did the same. Ultimately, this thing gives you a lot of options. You can adjust things like strength, the robustness, what do they call it? So if we click on espresso, one of the options, you can change your temperature. By the way, it is hot. So unlike the Philips Go machines, where people were complaining about temperature, this thing can get piping hot. I keep it on medium, otherwise it's just boiling. So love that, and that is a thing people will appreciate that on this unit. You can adjust the strength here. There's like the little beans, and then right here you have body, right here, light, strong, medium, body. Now, because I'm lazy as hell, I didn't look up what that meant yet. I meant to do that before starting this review, but I didn't. But bottom line is that while you cannot necessarily adjust the grinds of size in this unit, it obviously has the ability to adjust the puck size and potentially the grind size in the menu system. And I found that it doesn't really make a difference either way. The problem is that this thing at first created a very weak ass cup of coffee. And I'm the kind of person that wants a like kick in your ball sack, you know, get your butt on the toilet cup of coffee, okay? So the first 10 brews as this thing is kind of like breaking in, and for some reason these super automatic machines need a break-in period, they were very weak. But then they just started tasting bad. Ultimately, it was picking up a lot of very bitter notes from the 2 different kinds of beans that we used. We are going to try a few other sets of beans, and I will report back if I have any kind of success with that. But the bottom line is that for reasons I can't quite explain, the taste and quality of the coffee is severely lacking. It is no worse than the Philips machines. I do think the coffee tasted better in the DeLonghi. Manual espresso machines, including semi-automatic ones like the Oracle Touch, also produce a far superior cup. So I'm really just hoping it's an issue with bean compatibility, which again is a thing, although it shouldn't be. But we'll report back either way. All right, quick interjection regarding the coffee beans. So we did in fact test the machine with a new set of coffee beans, and while there was a marked improvement, that's a phrase, right? A marked improvement? While there was a marked improvement in the taste of the coffee, it still wasn't great. If you're used to like a real espresso machine, an AeroPress, Mocha Master, or even like the Breville Oracle, something like that, you're just not gonna get that beautiful soupy, delicious, malty, brown water taste that you get from good machines. No, it's still just, it's better. It's just not great, and that's the problem. It's still just a little bit weak because it's a smaller puck size, and it just doesn't extract all of the notes that you want. I don't really know how they can fix that from an engineering perspective, but they absolutely need to. Anyway, all is to say that there was an improvement using different beans, to the point that I would say that if you find the right beans for the machine, then maybe I'd say this is a go ahead and buy it type situation, but ultimately you do need to find the right beans for the machine. That's another rhyme. So the bottom line is, do I recommend the KitchenAid KF7? I'm a really big fan of KitchenAid products. This thing is quiet, by the way, like from grind to brew, this thing basically is like a mouse whispering at you. And I love that about their coffee grinder too. Everything is just kind of quiet and pleasant and like good to use. Unlike Breville products, which sound like that fucking leaf blower that's out there in the background. The KitchenAid is quiet and intuitive, easy to use. That means if you're the kind of person that wants to just slap this thing on their counter, throw in a bunch of beans, hit a button, and leave the house, this thing is perfect for you. However, if you are somebody that cares about your cup of coffee, the control that you can have with the beans themselves, and then of course the taste, whether it's strong or for that matter is pulling out the delicate notes of your beans, then this KitchenAid KF7 may not be for you, until I, again, maybe report back. I just feel like you shouldn't have to hunt for the right bean. Other than that, I really like everything about it. It's just a fantastic, get out of here, fly. It's a fantastic machine. So let's cut the crap. Let's brew a cup of joe, shall we? Cheers. The nose is actually is good. But it just tastes like garbage. It's actually so bad, I'm not even gonna drink it. There is not a good note pulled out of that coffee bean. And I know it's not the beans. You know, I just got done using those same beans out of an AeroPress and a Mocha Master, and they tasted just fine. Good, in fact. This is super disappointing. I might try to purge the brew head a few more times, see if that does anything. But it's really bad. If you don't care about the taste of your coffee, this is the best possible super automatic that you can buy. Doesn't need the maintenance or the cost of a Jura. It's got the looks and the design touches from the Breville products. Has removable water carafe, removable bean hopper, the features of the Philips Latte Go, the ease of maintenance as the DeLonghi Academy, whatever it's the Gaglia Academy. No, so it's the DeLonghi something. Doesn't fucking matter. It's got all this good stuff. KitchenAid, come on. Just work on the flavor profile a little bit, please. In any event, we hope this video was helpful in you deciding whether or not you want to buy the KitchenAid KF7. If you have any questions on it, please feel free to reach out to us in the comments section. Please like and subscribe. Please find us on Patreon, and we will be back with another video really soon.